How's it going, construction pros? All right, so you asked for some Google My Business training, and here we go. So Google My Business is becoming more and more important in online marketing. Like I described in the previous video, you got your 4 ads up on top, and then you go straight into the Google Maps. And this is above the fold. Above the fold is when you basically log on to anything, and it shows up right here without having to scroll down. So you'll have your ads right here, and then you'll have your map, and then you come down below the fold normally, or you get 1 or 2 that'll show up the fold, and then you'll get your regular organic listings and down to your other ads down here. But right here, this is where you're gonna have your little map. I know it's hard to see, but you're gonna have your map and then your listings, right? 3 guys. Maybe Google's gonna throw up an ad from the guys who are paying from up in the ads up here. So the reason it's so important is because, number one, there's a click to call button. I mean, now more and more people are turning to their phone. I mean, the phone that I have, it's a supercomputer in the palm of your hand. It's actually probably more powerful than Megatron I got downstairs. It's an octo-core. It's crazy. You couldn't fit what's in that computer in a warehouse, 20 years ago. So, it's a click to call button. So, you do something, you got an emergency of any kind, roofing, your heater's down, your plumbing, emergency plumber. They're gonna type in that information, hit the 5-star guy. I mean, number one, probably the most important thing that you can do, well, besides showing up, is have multiple 5-star rating, right? And it's not difficult to maintain but it is, because one person gets mad and they're going to go and poo-poo you on, poo-poo on you online quicker than anybody giving you good reviews. The internet is a double-edged sword. So, if you make somebody mad, they're going to quickly go onto Google and, blast you. And there's programs called reputation management and this kind of stuff where basically what that happens, and I know I'm getting off topic a little bit, but, like reputation management, R-E-P-U-T, reputation management. Okay, what this does is it tries to hit them before they go online and shit on you. You know what I mean? So you go ahead and you get their information, and before they walk out the door, before you walk out the door, it instantly sends them an email, and it's kind of like a funnel. So what happens is it sends them a message saying, "Hey, rate our service," right? And then you got 5 stars up there, and this is all in a not an app but a website. So if they click anything less than 4 stars, it takes them over here, and if it clicks 5 stars, it takes them over here. So the 5-star, what that does is it says, click 5 stars, it takes you automatically over there, and then it goes, tell us what we did well, and so you type that in, and then it hit enter. And it says, thank you for your 5-star review. Please feel free to share this on one of our numerous sites. So they write their information, blah, 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 blah. And then it takes them down to here where it says, click on G+ or Yelp or Facebook. You can do whatever you want. You can put the link in there, right? And then it says, there's, thank you. Please go one of these places and leave your review. And all you got to do, then they just cut and copy their review, and it takes them straight over to G+, right, or Yelp or wherever you want to send them to, and then they just cut and copy that 5-star review, 5-star, and then plus blah, 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 right? And that's all well and good, and that helps you generate reviews. If you don't get a 5-star, what it does is it takes you to another landing page, like frowny face, not happy. It takes you over here where it says, tell us what tell us where we went wrong. And they get to go ahead and vent. And, you suck, blah, 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 blah. And then it says, instead of taking them then over to these places, it sends them another email or response, something that you tailor up that says, okay, thanks for your feedback. I'll be in contact with you shortly to go ahead and figure out, to make it right. And the concept, the idea behind that is that, if they go ahead and poo-poo on you there, then they're less likely to take the next step and go directly to the internet and poo-poo on you again. They've kind of said their piece. They're, fucking, blah, and they get it out. So, and then this allows you to go ahead and, get them before they get on the internet, because once they get over here, now it's an act of Congress to go ahead and get that shit changed. And what I mean by that is, yes, you can go ahead and get reviews removed. I'm not going to say you can't, but it's not easy. If it's a fraudulent review or something like that, you can contact Google and state your case and go through the whole process. But in the meantime, your 5-star review goes down to, depending on how many reviews you got, it goes down a notch. But this goes ahead and stops them, or not stops them, but allows them to vent, and then you can get in touch with them and try to make the whole situation right. A bigger company, this would benefit a bigger company, because, then, if you're the owner and you fuck up, then and but if your guys are out there doing shit, then you're able to get this information back and figure out the problem, go to the owner, call them up, make it right so that, they're happy, you get a referral, and you start building, your referral base. But this is not what we're here to talk about. This is like, you hear people talking about reputation management. This is one of the concepts. And then it goes ahead and, monitors, and, these things are relatively inexpensive. I think I got a program in here. It's, I don't know, like $100 a month or something like that, that we can do for you. But, these things here happen all the time. And like, do they work? Everything that exists works. What we're talking about is the percentage. How often does it work? If you implement it, and just like anything, you'll get a better return on it, and you'll start to see, you'll start to be able to head off these unhappy people. But, it's a service. It can help. If you're doing a lot of jobs and you got people out there working for you, and you don't want to, you're getting hammered, then, this is probably something you want to consider. But back to Google My Business, right? So a 5-star rating. Now, the way Google goes ahead and figures out a 5-star rating is nothing more than an average, all right? If you got, 10 5 stars and 2 4 stars, that's 12, you divide 12 by this number and you get a 4.8 rating, period. So if you got, a 1-star review, right? And 1-1-star review and 2 5-star reviews, right? The math of this is 3 times, what was that, 11? This is going to equal, help me out here, guys, 3.2, I think, right? There you go. So how do you fix your reviews, right? How do you get 5 stars? Get more 5-star reviews. That's it, right? Go ahead and get more 5-star reviews, overload it, so this way you get, 100 5-star reviews and 1 1-star review, and, your dollar cost, it's dollar cost averaging, kind of like, Now, the thing is, don't get all bent out of shape if you got 1 1-star review, all right, or a 2-star review or some shit like that. Because think about it from a potential client's point of view. They go see, and they see nothing but 5-star reviews. They're kind of hesitant. Maybe this guy's doing shit. But if they see real reviews, maybe a 1-star in there. The guy was late, or if even better, if it's some ridiculous shit from a client, who was just irate, and no matter what you did, you can't please them. They're going to look at it, and then they're going to make up their own minds and be like, man, this guy was an ass. This guy's got all these 5, and then you got this one button. They're going to click on him, and it'll take them over to see what other reviews they've done, and they'll see that this guy, more than likely, has 10 1-star reviews. So they'll look, and they'll just think, well, this guy's an asshole. So, that 1-star review doesn't mean anything. This is a real business with real customers, with real client interaction, and we understand, the client base understands, that you can't make everybody happy all the time, right? So this is why having, if you think you're good with 5 5-star reviews, not so much, because you haven't had enough input to go ahead and say, okay, yeah, this guy's done a lot of business, and he's made everybody extremely happy. You're going to get 4-star reviews. It's part of doing business. The goal is to maintain as many 5-star reviews and keep this number, somewhere in the 4.8, 4.6 range. Because if you think about the math on it, right, people round up. So if it's 4.8, that's pretty close to 5. 4.1, they're going to be like, well, 4.0 service. You understand what I'm saying? So 5-star rating, the most important thing that you can do. Number 2, right? Let's see, what's a good one? Double checking your service radius. All right. I just had a client of mine check, and here he had it set to, a store where they come to him. So if you do a radius, double check your radius, right? Make sure it's, in the service area that you service. And, this way it'll reach out. The algorithm will reach out and go ahead and, try to put you in the number 1 position for areas outside of your, actual physical address. So, that's something to double check, make sure that's good. 3, get your hours in there, get your website in there, right? Phone number and all that other good shit, The most important thing to rank in Google My Business, okay, this is probably I guess I should have put this as number 1. Number 1 asterisk, right, is what's known as NAP. N-A-P. Name, address, phone number. All right? What's important about this is that you use the exact same information everywhere that you post your information. Okay? So, normally it's going to be, your name, your address. Now, your address is going to be something like maybe it's, 123 Big Dog Road, Pittsburgh, PA, 15427. Right, or 123 Big Dog Road, Suite 2, right? So you want to make sure that you write suite and not, apartment or whatever. You know what I mean? It's always the same. And a good way to do it, just cut and copy. You know what I mean? Don't make any mistakes. And then when you go and build additional citations, and that's the next part of the thing. So, if you watched my first video, I told you that, there's 2 types of SEO, right? On page and off page, right? So the first thing that you're doing is getting your asset squared away, all right? Another thing that you can do as far as on-page SEO is you want to add content to your Google My Business, right? So, you're going to upload photos. So, on your computer, right, you go ahead and you got your little photo right here. You right-click, and it brings up a little window, just like this, right? Now, in there, it has the name of the file. I mean, you got tabs like this, right? And you go ahead and you change the name of your file to something smart, right? So if you're a plumber in Pittsburgh, you name the file plumber in Pittsburgh toilet fix or some shit like that, right? And then you go into this 3rd tab right here, and it's called Properties. Right? Now, in that property feature, what you're going to have is a title. Now, I know you already did a title, but that's not the title. It's a file name, right? You're going to have subtitle. You're going to have tags. You're going to have stars. And this will actually let you give your photo a 5-star rating. And then you're going to have comments, right? Down further, you're going to have attributes. What camera took the picture, whatever. There's also something way down here that's your geo. And this actually puts in the coordinates, in number features, 70111 point, and then blah, 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 right? So what you want to do is you want to keyword load your properties. All right, so you go in here and you write best plumber in Pittsburgh, PA. Down here, we clean leaky faucet, fixer, plumbing, plumber, emergency plumber. Tags. When you make your tags up, you write plumber, Pittsburgh, right? Comma, emergency plumber, Irwin. Comma, right? And you do this in a notepad, right? So this way you can just cut and copy this shit every time you do it, so you're not rewriting all this shit all the time, right? So you make up basically a cheat sheet, in Microsoft, or you can do it in Microsoft Word or in Notepad. And then whenever you're optimizing your photos, you go in here and and then your comments, you could put, this is actually pretty cool. Go into your comments and you can grab your About Us information off of your website, right? And then you go and you can snag these keywords and put that down in there. So the first thing you do is you put your, About Us, and that's blah, 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 blah. Then you grab your keywords and you cut and copy keywords, blah, 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 right? And then you grab your name, you guessed it, address, and phone, right? And you make it like this, Bill's Plumbing, address, 123 Big Dog Lane, Pittsburgh, PA, 15419, right? And then your phone number, 412-187, each, 1234, right? So this is your NAP, right? You should actually take that and put it in your notepad, right? So that you can just copy, cut and copy that down into your comment section, all right? So, again, what this is doing is it's going ahead and it's optimizing your on-page asset, right? So you're optimizing your photographs and then you're uploading them to Google My Business. You've gone ahead and you got your 5-star rating. You've double-checked your website. You've added all the information. You've double-checked your NAP and make sure all that shit's good. And then you're uploading, SEO optimized photographs to this thing. And you do a lot of those, you know what I mean? You don't just do one, And then I think, yeah, and that's, so that's how you get the on-page SEO, right? The next part you want to know is, so what we're talking about is Google My Business. And, the goal is to rank in the top 3, So let's see if this erases. Oh, yeah. Right. Yeah, not real good. All right, if you can live with that. Yeah. Let's see if we can do any better here. Nope, not much. All right, well, this is what you're going to have to live with, fellas and gals. So the goal is to get number, in 1, 2, or 3, right? So like I said, the first thing to do is your on-page, right? SEO, and getting that all squared away. I was going to go into this with my SEO, but we understand that there's on-page and off-page. Off-page SEO is creating backlinks. Now for Google My Business, right, and this is what I was telling you about the NAP, right? The citations are nothing more than backlinks, but they're a specific type of backlink. A citation is, an example would be on Yellow Pages, right? When you click on Yellow Pages and search for one of your businesses, you'll find, your name, address, phone number, right? Then it'll go, maybe they'll give you a little bit of description, and then a link to your website, www.billsplumbing, right? So, and that's pretty much all that's on that page, that's it. So when you make this thing up, you got to make sure that your name is the same as your business, your name, your address, your phone number is exactly the same that's in Google My Business, all right? And you may put this on Yellow Pages, and then you go to the next one, and the next one, and the next one, and you just start, and that's the whole thing about SEO is that, it is quantity, but Google's algorithm has changed since, the Wild Wild West when you can just throw shit at everything and get it to rank. Quality, so you're going to want better backlinks. So when I start out a build for a client, the first thing we do is we build their website and we SEO optimize it. Then we do a press release, and then we go ahead and we build these citations. This is going to head, the press release is coming from trusted news sources, so those are good links. And then we go over to here, and we build out, 60 or 70 of these citations, and with your website there, right? That's giving you SEO to your website, but it's also going ahead and making Google My Business, say, okay, this guy's in business at this location. We can trust that this is where he should be. And as such, you're going to start to move up in the Google Maps. So that's, yeah. I was going to go into that posting thing, but I know this is already running 10 minutes long and you guys are probably ready to fucking shoot me. But if you go into Google My Business in the back end, it's pretty simple. You know, they got a post, you know. You just click that link, go over there, write some shit, you know. Go ahead and put your URL, put a photograph that's SEO optimized the way I said, right? And hit post and get it going. And you're going to have to do that every 2 weeks or so. And, you know, actually, this would be a good place to go ahead and promote any offers that you have. So, you know, I don't know what kind of offers a plumber would have necessarily, except to go ahead and claim, you know, emergency service, fast service, something like that. But yeah, so there you go. I hope this helps you. And of course, if you have any questions, type them in or you know, hit me up on PM or schedule a call. And if I can help you in any way, let me know. All right. Thanks for your time, Construction Pros. Appreciate it.